Well, hello! It's that time once again. Welcome to another episode of The Tasty Twist with Sammy B. I am your host, Sammy Blanchett, host and producer. William is back there behind the keys once again here at Okemo Valley TV. Like this season, another repeat guest. Hello, Hallie from Wally's Corner.
Hello, hello.
Are we still jet lagged from daylight savings? We were just talking about that.
Yes,
recently.
definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Hallie is from Wally's Corner in Cuttingsville, Vermont. Open Wednesday through Friday, 11 to 6 p.m. If you have not checked out the first episode that we did, you can on okemovalley.tv or my website, sammybmusic.com, as well as download the Okemo Valley TV streaming app, subscribe to their YouTube channel. And you can also follow Wally's Corner on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, subscribe to their channel, and TikTok at Wally's Corner. Hit them up, email hello@wallysvt.com. So as I mentioned before, I checked out a little bit of the last bit of the episode. So we were going to talk about travel and hobbies, but before we do that, let's pivot to just the recap of the fall and the Tap the Table event that happened thanks to our friends at Stuart Maple, all that stuff.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, so Tap the Table is the biggest event of the year in Cuttingsville. It is, thousands of people show up. This year we had, I think, 85 vendors.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was a huge amount. And we had the very own Sammy B playing the show. And it's just a wonderful day, It's one of those things where we look forward to it every year. The stewards do such a good job.
You should tell that story. You should tell that story about Peter, actually. Really
quickly.
Yeah. You should.
So,
yeah, that's pretty funny.
I was telling Sammy before the show that so basically last week a customer of mine came in and he's sort of a regular. He comes in for maple popcorn and that's basically it. His name's Peter, and Peter came in and was talking about what a wonderful event Tap the Table was and just how much fun he had. And how that Sammy B is really something else. And I was like, yeah? I was like, tell me more about it. And he goes, well, I don't know if you've ever heard him, but he knows what he's doing. He sounds great. And then he tells me that he filmed you during your set and that he didn't post it socially. He didn't put it on the internet.
Because he does not know how to do any of that.
Doesn't do that.
We love you, Peter.
Yeah, but that he plays Sammy's music from that show. So Tap the Table 25 is regularly played over and over again.
Do you think Alyssa knows about this yet? Or?
I don't think so. This just happened a couple days ago, so I don't think I've had a chance to really tell anyone.
You should reach out to her and let her know. Yeah. Shout out to Alyssa Stewart, by the way, of Stuart Maple. Yeah. So I would imagine business was great throughout the course of that day, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
It really was such in a good way, a great yet bad summer drought wise, but great on the events perspective as far as like things being held outside and whatever. So no, I tell you, it's not every day that a small business gets 2,000 people to walk through their doors, and that's what Tap the Table does for us. So we are very, very fortunate. So. You having the gift of gab like I do, which is a blessing and a curse. Yeah. That's some of those days I would imagine have to be a challenge because you want to give everybody 5+ minutes of time chatting wise, and days like that you got to just keep it. It's like turnover in a restaurant. You got to keep things flowing.
No, it's so true. What's funny about it is that the first year when we first moved from our original location after the flood, we moved into the old barn, and 4 days later. Tap the Table hit. So it was kind of a speed case of like, all right, we've got thousands of people are going to show up. You're barely ready as a business to like really open. And we had to just sort of jump in and see what happened. And it was that day that I realized that I am tunnel focused. Like I've got a line in front of my counter. I'm talking to those people. There is no chance for me to get out from behind the counter. Like if it's just me working, like that's it. So if you wanted to steal, that would have been your day. Like there was no way I could have stopped anybody from like going, doing whatever they felt like they wanted to do. So
you're saying to yourself, darn it, I should have installed those 7 other cameras before the day of to catch these people. Yeah.
So now what I've done is I have my husband, he works a register in one room. I have the other register. My dad has a register.
I forgot that you had multiple registers actually. The couple of times
only
I've been
on that day.
Only on
it's only Tap the Table because like you said, there's no way that if I still want to give good customer service, I still want to like provide an experience, even if it's fast, So, no, it's better for everybody involved that we split up the line and let people circulate a little bit easier than having to just wait in a long line, have me talk my, people's ear off because it's going to happen.
But you now have a couple other staff members or associates that work with you, right? Or
No, I don't. I had somebody, they were a volunteer helping, named Ivory. We adored Ivory, and now they are in San Francisco is the last I heard, and living their life. And then my husband my husband, my dad, and my mom all help at the store when needed.
That's great.
I'm very lucky and fortunate.
That's great.
For that, yeah.
I forget. Had you ever been 7 days, or you've just been strictly 5 days?
We were 7 days for 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
When Ivory was volunteering, and then Ivory and I both decided this is not good for the business. Like we're, still too small, still too young.
Yeah. So. Now, are you? Do you? Is it straight 11 to 6, or do you have to close every once in a while throughout the course of the day, depending on the whole "I'll be right back" sort of thing?
Yes, you may have been there when I had that sign up. So I'm 11 to 6 Wednesday through Saturday. On Sundays I stay open till 7.
Yeah.
We just found that Sundays people are out later and doing more things, so we wanted to provide a little extra time for them. But yes, twice a week or 3 days a week now, I go and pick up my son from daycare. So there are some days where you may have to wait a few minutes for my husband to show up or somebody to show up to take on the shift.
Yeah, awesome.
But it shouldn't be too long.
Yeah. So on their website also too, everybody, for those that have not visited Wally's corner.com, wallysvtcorner.com. Did I get that pronounced? I forget.
I think it's just, wallyscorner.com.
Wallyscorner.com, yes.
Yeah.
So you guys can find everything from clothing, food, gardening supplies, home decor, stuff for pets, self-cares, toys, holiday gifts, and everything. You could shop online. A lot of different vendors, including Two Brothers Maple, Stuart Maple, High Pond Goat Farm, and one of my new favorite places I just visited last week in Chester, Sugar Bob's.
Oh, Sugar Bob's
great
is great.
stuff.
And
do you have their almonds and their sauces?
We have their whole nut collection. Their Sugar Bob's, it's like a sriracha maple nuts, and then there's a couple that are non-spicy that are also delicious.
Yeah, have you been to that place?
Yeah, their store is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them. From starting, people who make the items they sell, it's always incredible to me that you're able to create and then also have a retail shop.
Have you seen those guitars on consignment in there also too?
Oh, I don't think I
know. Rob's got a guy from down south that makes like really high-end electric guitars that are in there on consignment.
Wow. Okay.
And of course, me going in there, it's like, okay, we're getting the pizza and the coffee. I see the guitar. Oh, excellent.
You're like, I may need to look at this. Maybe I'll touch that one.
Yeah, it's awesome. So how has online business been for you?
You know, it's funny. Our online business is weird. I do a lot on social media. If you have started to follow us at all, you'll see me every single day. So I do a lot online, but it doesn't translate into online business. What it translates to is people showing up at our shop. And this actually happened on Sunday. Lita's Pizzeria over in Varley? I forget the name of the town, but Lita's Pizzeria. She showed up to my store because the night before, TikTok introduced her to me. She then said she spent like an hour scrolling through all my videos, watched a whole bunch, and called her girlfriend the next day and said, hey, you want to take a little trip with me? They're like an hour and a half away.
That's awesome.
And they just drove down, met me. You know, it sounds like she and I have a very similar history, came from more of a city life, moved to Vermont, started a business.
Yeah.
And, she's got about 30 years on me, or 20 years on me at least. But it's sort of amazing. So my social media presence connects me to people, but in person more often than it does online.
So it starts new school, then it goes old school. How many followers do you have on all your platforms?
I'm at about 2,800 on TikTok right now. And then I don't think I've hit 1,000 yet on Instagram, but I'm about 1,200 on Facebook.
What do you think is the key? I don't know if this has been the case with any of your videos so far. Let's say in particular TikTok, because that's like one of the newer ones. Have any of your videos hit the height of the algorithm yet? You know what I mean? As far as like the views really taking off and the random comments where people are like, oh, that's not real. Oh, what are you talking about? You know, all of a sudden like the wasps, the keyboard warriors really come out like when you get like the thousands of views. But have any of your videos hit that yet?
Yeah. So I wouldn't say that I've been viral. Like that feels like something that happens and then you continuously get views. What has happened to me is I on a couple times a year basis, I'll hit about 10,000 to 15,000 views on certain videos. Recently, it's more so on things that are antiques that people, like if I try to date them, people are surprised at how old they are. I had this one that's still pretty regularly getting views. and comments and people actually giving advice, which was very helpful about like how to, I forget I'm having a real blank. But anyways, it's interesting to see.
It's your day off. You're allowed.
Yeah, right? It's like I'm not thinking
You're allowed to,
so,
right? Yeah. I'm off the clock. Come on. Yeah.
But I have had videos hit 500,000
Wow.
views. But it's sort of for sad reasons. The first one was our robbery in 2022, and the second one, or our break-in. And the second one was the flood in 23. So my flood videos got between 200,000 to 500,000 views.
Wow.
So it's how I got a lot of my followers.
Right.
But it's like the saddest reason.
Right.
You know?
I forget if we talked about this in the first episode also too. Did news stations contact you when the flood happened?
They did. I was on Fox Weather.
Same.
Yeah. Were you?
Similarities. I was. Yeah.
Fox Weather?
Yeah. A landslide video I took of the Okemo access road, which, by the way,
so crazy.
that was the sad version of hitting the algorithm. That video on TikTok of mine from 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. 500,000 views. Unbelievable.
Damn.
Yeah. Like that's how it crazy.
You know, the girl who contacted me said that she was specifically looking for Vermont weather and Vermont floods, and that my videos came up because of how we did the hashtags on them. I wonder if that's what happened with yours too. If that
have you noticed recently?
Yeah.
And I feel like this episode is now sponsored by TikTok.
I know.
In some way. Yeah. Have you seen? Is this just me, or I don't know if this is like with business profiles too? That you can only hashtag 5 times now in a video?
Yeah, I know.
Right? I mean,
every time I think I get the hang of it, I know I don't have the hang of it.
No,
I had
nobody has the hang of anything.
No, I had a company contact me this week, and I actually think it's just a single person. I don't think it's a whole company. And it was really interesting. It was an email, and you get these emails all the time. Oh, your SEO needs work. You know, I found your website, but it's always like this, like real cookie cutter.
Yeah, hey, I've worked
in
digital marketing services forever. Click here now.
Click here. But this person actually said that they did a detailed audit of my page. And then included screenshots.
Sure they did.
Included screenshots of my videos with the SEO ratings.
Right.
It was very interesting, and I feel like I want to contact them now because I'm like, do you know what you're talking about? Like, is this?
How do we explain?
Are you a real person?
How do we explain? how do we explain SEO to the people that even just 20 years ago we had to take HTML coding classes? Remember that?
God, I do. I mean, I never took them, but I definitely remember them.
So that was obviously back when like MySpace was first coming out. Because I remember in college I had to take those HTML coding classes.
Oh, that's funny.
And it would just make my brain hurt.
Yeah.
More so than economics. More so than economics first thing in the morning.
I thankfully did not get into any computer sciences. I don't remember that in college, but maybe because I went the art path. I went like art history, so I don't.
But there's always some science and math, though. This is where I wish Dougie would come in, because Dougie, we have invisible Dougie here today.
Yeah.
Brother, in the '60s when you had that, and the you know what I mean? Oh, Dougie, maybe you'll show up. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's possible.
I'd like to meet you, Dougie.
Yeah. I'd like to meet you.
I've heard a lot of good things about you. You know,
William, where's Dougie? He's fired. Shout out to Wizard of Oz, William, back there. Okay. Anyways, all right. So, typical. Squirrel, everything. Couple things I wanted to bring to your attention, which we actually talked about beforehand. But first, let's stay on course a little bit, if this is a course.
Yeah.
Tell the audience a little bit about your craft nights that you had this year.
Yeah. So we, when we first started the business, we started doing monthly craft nights. So this was a time for people from the community to come together and do things with their hands, get dirty. First one ever we did was making your own fairy house, fairy house. I think that's what it's called. Fairy garden.
Right.
And that was
I think
amazing.
that caught Erica's attention, I think, when that
definitely
was going
did.
on. Yeah.
Yes. As she's one of our first ever return customers. But so when we moved into the new location, I had a couple of people asking me, like, are you going to do those again? Because it would be really nice to, we like them. We like meeting people from the area and just having something to do that's not watching TV or listening to music. So we've changed it from craft nights to craft days. We usually do it in the mornings on a Saturday or Sunday. And we just did, we've had an embroidery class this year. We did, we started working with a new host. So it's not just me being the only teacher.
Right.
Now we have this girl, Lauren Escott, who comes in, and she's incredible. She is just crafty. Like, it's her job. It's her full-time job now. So she teaches all of these different lessons. So embroidery, embroidery collages. We just did a do-it-yourself collage class where you made like your own wrapping paper and greeting cards, and they were so good. Like they came out so good.
Yeah.
And then I'm hosting one in 2 weeks that is these giant snowflakes. I always do them every year for Christmas anyway.
Wow.
So I figured why not invite people to join me in making them. They are so easy to do, and they're huge. So it's these really grand decorations for the holidays.
Sure, it kind of reminds you of those big stars from the business Mexicali Blues, you know, with the lights and everything that you put in and stuff. Yeah,
yes, that's exactly what they look like.
Yeah, how did you get the idea for? Because I don't have much practice in embroidery, but I worked in a sporting goods business where we did embroidery and screen printing. Okay. How did you come with the idea of embroidery? Is it just something like it's sewn on and it just the artwork looks really cool from the process, or?
You know, it's funny. It's because of this girl Lauren. So Lauren came to me and she met me as a customer, and she said, "Hey, I actually make embroidery hoops." That's what they're called. Like when it's done and it's like in its form.
Yep. And they come in like different diameter shapes also too. I remember. Yeah.
And she was like, "I'd love to teach this to some of your customers if you'd like me to do that." And I was like, "Yes, please." Like, so she did like a beginner's class. We'll do it again for more intermediate learning, because a lot of people. There was like some people who had never picked up a needle, and then there were some people who have been embroidering for their whole lives, but they just like wanted to do it again, you know? So I don't really know how it works. Honestly, I was busy with the shop, so I wasn't able to like participate.
On that note, I can give you another another thought for arts and crafts stuff along the lines of embroidery, but it might involve purchasing some equipment. Maybe I don't know.
All right, what are we talking?
Key press machine. Like for screen printing and stuff, like you know, order transfer prints from whatever those companies are. Like there's Transfer Express, Apex. I'm going back to like all my days working for my parents' company. These are all the different companies that you can. I'm sure even I'm sure even Vistaprint does something like that. But you can get like a fairly in shape, good condition heat press machine for $400 or $500. Oh, and then just get like a Wally's Corner logo and just put them on T-shirts, and then you can give them to the customers for free, or like resell them at retail cost or something like that.
I love this idea because we've wanted to do more like branding and merchandising, but it's expensive. So I end up having to charge like $35 for a T-shirt, where it's like, it's just my store. You know what I mean? You have to really love us to like want that.
Absolutely.
Or somebody in your family's named Wally, because that happens all the time.
Now you could you could also collaborate with Alyssa and Stuart Maple for the Taps the Table next year and do shirts that way and incorporate both of your logos.
This is true.
You can get Greg and Donna from the Rustic Rooster. Shout out to them also as well too. Get them in the fold as well too. Yeah. So. And for those who don't know that area, once again, yes, the Rustic Rooster, they've been in business for 10 years. I'm sure that's a nice a back and forth complimentary of people that come in and out, right? Especially on like the brunch days, you know? So
true. I mean, it's like our own little business park, and having the restaurant there it's essential to our success. And we love the Rustic Rooster. I mean, I have to control myself and only eat there like once a week, because our first week we moved in, I ate there 3 times a week, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
that'd be like if you were working next to Five Guys or something. And
exactly. Like, it's just too easy to be like, I don't feel like making lunch. I'm just going to have a burger and like call them real fast. But no, it's like our community of Cuttingsville doesn't have a lot in it, but our little parking lot, the old barn parking lot, has really like been something that's special, because we have a hairdresser, we have the Rustic Rooster, we have the post office, myself, there's a photographer in the back, and there's Leighton Landscaping. So there's like a lot.
I had no idea you had the photography on.
Forget Me Not Photography. She's incredible. She's doing holiday portraits this year, for like now, I think. But she's so talented. Yeah. But she's in the back of the barn. So it's really incredible. There's so many people. See,
I thought that whole area was just an extension of your store, though.
I know. You know? But no, I have very little to do with it. This is what web presence does.
I want control.
It makes people think that I'm in charge. I am not in charge. I have my shop, and like, that's it.
And how you get it across to them? Like, hey guys, I'm actually not in charge.
People come in all the time. They're like, oh, you and Rustic Rooster, are you guys owned by the same people? And we're like, no, we are completely different businesses.
We're owned by Disney.
But it's just that we are complementary. You know? If people eat, they want to shop. If they want to shop, they might want to eat. So it just works out well.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Do you have any new branded products in your store as of
for like
today?
Wally's Corner?
Wally's Corner. Yeah.
So it's funny. We have like
or local businesses as well too, you know. Yeah.
Well, our store now today is 85% made in Vermont. So as far as local branded items, we've got a lot. Yeah. We've got like most of the store is that. You know, we're starting to get better at signage and things like that to try and really showcase, like, when you walk in there, you're going to see everywhere Vermont mustards, Vermont hot sauces, Vermont pottery. Like there's like a lot of Vermont in there. Yeah. But as far as Wally's Corner goes, you know, we literally have people stop in because their name is Wally. Their husband's name is Wally.
Cool.
Their dog's name
is Wally. Yeah, the cat's name is Wally.
And you know, obviously, my name's Hallie. I'm not Wally, so it's like very funny where
it rhymes,
they're like,
though.
A little
Hallie Wally.
Yeah. So you know, we have magnets that say Wally's Corner. Yeah. We used to have. We always have a sticker for every season. So there is always like a Wally's Corner sticker that people can just have for free. Mm-hmm. Generally with purchase, but if they come in, they're just like, we just love the name. It's like, yeah, here you go. Take a sticker.
We mentioned that word royalties like before we started recording today or whatever. Yeah. Do you get extra royalties for your branded stuff? No. I actually charge less bragging
for my
rights
branded stuff. Yeah. It's more of the idea where you hope that somebody will use that sticker on a lunchbox, on a bottle, on a fridge. If they're staying in an Airbnb, people will put them on the fridge, and you just hope that then catches the eye of somebody else who comes to see me. So it's worth giving something out for free so that sort of word of mouth comes back.
It's an investment basically.
Exactly.
Is how you view it. Yeah. Like free stickers, for example. It's an investment no matter what. Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
Besides the craft nights, tell us a little bit about Small Business Saturday coming up later on.
Yes. So we do a lot of events at the store. We have a dahlia swap next weekend, meaning that people who have dahlia tubers that are like extra, you could just come get a free one and swap it out and have more dahlia flowers next summer. But in 3 weeks from now is Small Business Saturday. So it's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and we always go all out. We deck the place out in Christmas. We do Black Friday deals. We'll do raffles all weekend long. And on the Saturday, we host food and drink all day. Mm-hmm. And it is such a good time. I mean, for myself, especially because I love seeing so many people with happy faces coming in. Mm-hmm. But they're happier
than the mall, right?
Yeah.
Hence why it's not on Black Friday.
It's like when people go to Costco just for the samples. That's like what they come for Small Business Saturday. Like,
you kidding? Shout out to the Vermont Country Store. That's why I go there for the pretzels and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, the Vermont Country Store is a huge inspiration for me of what we're doing at Wally's today. Like, there's so much in my store. It's like a little bit of everything. And when you go into the Vermont Country Store, it's shops like that inspired me to even start Wally's Corner. Right. Where they just have a little bit of everything you want.
Here's an interesting question. I was gonna segue into that at another time, but on your off days or hell, even sometimes during your working days, if you have like extra coverage, do you ever kind of go in as a quote unquote like undercover like spy, like go in like to other stores just to kind of do like in your mind research of what they're doing that you can add to your storefront presence or what you can bring in as far as vendors and stuff?
100%.
Yeah.
But I swear it's not like stealthy. It's not like I'm not being secretive. Generally, I'll
it's just knowing what your competition. It's knowing what your healthy competition is doing.
Well, and that's it. I want to not only know what other people are doing, but it's important for retailers to see what other people are doing, what's doing well in their shop, and to learn from it. I would never have known what a Jellycat was if I hadn't met other retailers.
Now, do tell. What is a Jellycat?
I know.
Yeah, now, do tell.
I will say it's a sad story. We almost got them in our store. We were like this close, and they closed vendors. So they are no longer accepting new vendors. But basically, it's a stuffed animal. It's Beanie Baby-esque.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's extremely soft, extremely cute.
Yeah.
Weird.
Are they still making Beanie Babies?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But Jellycats has a cult following, and they're very select on their retailers. And I'm so bummed that we didn't get on the list because it would have been great for us, and we would have really loved to have them. So Hallie, if you're watching, we would still like to have Jellycats in the store.
If you're getting back into business. And of course, on that end, that would be a huge hit on TikTok.
Oh, for sure.
And Instagram and Facebook for all the kids. That would be a huge thing.
100%. And let me just tell you, I mean, the way that Jellycats works, they just opened a new shop in Rockefeller Center in New York City or in Manhattan somewhere. That's like a real tourist place. Where,
have you been there and seen it?
No, I've just seen videos. It's like if they have a bakery, the little Jellycat stuffed animals, it's like eggs with faces. Like I can't even explain this like the right way. It's like if you were living in a cartoon. Like Jellycat's created a little figurine for everything that you could think of.
Sure.
They have like bao buns, and they have a hamburger, and each, there's somebody at the counter who makes the hamburger for you and puts it in a box, and then you take it home. It's just the craziest thing.
It is.
It really
yeah.
is. But no, we have petting zoo stuffed animals, and they are very soft and very cuddly and really, really cute. So we did get stuffed animals, but besides the crocheted ones that we have from here in Mount Holly. Yeah, we have an artist in Mount Holly who's creating the most adorable, it's called Letty's Creations.
Yeah.
And they make just like little mini animals, like moose and mini elephants, and people love them.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They're so cute.
And that is certainly supporting someone's passion as well, too.
100%.
This is all passion stuff that we're doing, but something very close to home, like sewing and crocheting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really supporting someone, like taking extra time, especially by hand, to do that.
Oh,
A
100%.
quick story on that. There's a place down in Westover area. It's called Trail 87. Shout out to Mariah and Mike, who own it down there. They also own a place on Route 9 called Wahoo's. Great, Wahoo's Eatery. I have yet to go there yet, but really good spot. They have a server there that does crocheting. I believe I can get the name right. Jenny, shout out Jenny. I think that's the name. And she knew I was playing music on a Thursday night one time, so she crocheted a sandwich. And the inside of the sandwich, which should have been like an egg or something else, it was actually a bumblebee, and it was a Sammy bee. A sandwich and a bee,
and
that is and I saw that I like almost like dropped down. I don't cry much, but I almost like dropped down crying. I'm like, that's cool. Yeah,
that's very cool.
So I still have that at home with my wind chimes, my ski pole wind chimes that my buddy Scott Campbell made at the Ludlow Farmers Market. Shout out to all those lovely people as well too.
So creative.
Yeah,
so creative.
Right? But that's so
Sammy
cool.
B is Sammy B.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
So what else? What other new products do you have in the store besides trying to get that and stuff?
You know what's funny? So this July, I don't know what came over me. There was like a summer sale on one of the wholesaler sites that I use, which has like local vendors and people from all over. And I've been collecting people I've wanted to work with for, we're now in our 4th year. I've been collecting people I've been wanting to work with for 4 years. And something came over me this year, and I just went, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. So I think we have over like 12 new vendors, maybe up to 20. I just, at one point I looked in our like behind my counter, and there were just boxes piled higher than I was. Like,
do you have to hit minimums with these companies? Or
I do. Not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah.
One of them where I really do want to shout out. This has been a customer favorite. Pretty Little Creeps. She's actually out of Washington.
State?
Washington State. But she's creating what my mom calls rude plates, where they are antique plates that say inappropriate things on them. And I don't know why.
Kind of like those drink coasters with all the different like wild sayings.
That's exactly what it is.
Do you carry those, by the way?
I do not.
Oh,
but I do
you
have
should. Put it on your radar.
Yes, No, I don't. I'm so thankful that I found this woman though, because she has a wicked sense of humor, and some of them are really benign. Like, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I won't curse too much. It's
okay.
Well, okay.
Go ahead. Will's giving the okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Because there's ones that say like, try not to murder anyone today. There's ones that say like, just you whore. And like, but they're on like grandma's china. So it's just like this like funny juxtaposition of just like the naughty with like the vintage, which honestly is our store. Like that is a pretty good, like we are definitely your grandma's shop, but like with a little bit of an edge.
I want to give a special. I want to give a special shout out to my mom, Pam Blanchett, and my dad, Steve Blanchett, who always follow everything. My biggest inspirations in life. Mom and Dad, love you guys.
Man.
But my mom loves the wine glass napkins that say "You look like I need a drink." So you got to get ones that say like that.
Definitely. I also love that you chose this moment to call out your parents when I'm like talking about like inappropriate.
So funny. Okay, so backtracking, squirrel on that. So funny story about that. We just spent a quick vacation back in July, just over the border of Maine from New Hampshire, Kittery, which has like all the trading posts, and there's all like these different shops in Portsmouth that we went. And and nothing against the shops that we were in and stuff, but we spent more time just reading all of those crazy coasters that had all those bizarre sayings and everything.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'll never forget it's all relative, right? Because there's Facebook pages that have all those different sayings, right? Like it is, and this is what I believe Facebook should be, is going back to like all these different funny things and pictures of cats and dogs. But there was one I'll never forget one time. It was a meme saying that said, you're talking to your significant other in the relationship, and it says, "Hey, babe, can you just imagine how hot I would be if I consistently ate right and took care of my body? I'm not going to do it, but can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
But can you imagine?"
No, it's so great. I mean, it's like the beauty of memes, meme culture.
Yeah,
you know?
And you probably find moments as you're in the middle of your day working at the store that you get people that are like reading half of the stuff and then they just laugh. All of a sudden you hear spontaneous bursts of laughter. It's got to be therapeutic.
I got to tell you, I know exactly where people are in the store when I hear a certain type of laugh. Like, and I'll just like call out and be like, "Are you looking at our plates?" And they're like, "Yep, yes we are." Because like we have some naughty like tea towels. We have some like naughty stickers and patches. Yeah. But those plates, they get people every time. Because I actually told you only about a couple. Like, it gets worse, you know?
Yeah.
And we're excited because we actually
you threw out the W word in there, and I did not think it would go that.
Oh, man. I know. I surprised you.
Yeah, it's like,
that's what it is. No, I actually, I remember I made a video because, okay, I got to tell you one more story.
Go ahead,
freaking plates. Yeah. So a woman came in. And she's so lovely. She's somebody who's been to our shop a couple of times. And she was just looking around and seeing just, you know, what's new. And she starts sort of giggling to herself. And a few minutes later, her daughter shows up. And her daughter's about my age. And she's showing her, you know, she's saying, "Hey, I think your aunt would love this plate. I think I'm going to get it for her. She loves waffles." And I was like, wait. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wait, what do I have that, you know, is she talking about maple syrup? Yeah. Like, is that what she's going to get her, you know? And her daughter starts hysterically laughing. And she's like, "Mom, that is not what that means." She's like, I like, and she's just cracking up. And she goes, "Mom, what's the first word on it?" Because it says waffle. Her daughter is trying so hard, like, not to be crude, but is trying to like explain to her, like, this is not a cute phrase. Like it can be cute.
As a matter of fact, like, it's R-rated.
Yeah. Like, it was hysterical. And now all three of us are just hysterically laughing. Like, thankfully, I don't think she was embarrassed.
Kick other customers?
Like, she just,
did other customers go out because it was so loud?
It was just the three of us in there, but like I actually ended up making a TikTok video because I was just like, I need to like explain this to people because it is so funny.
Oh, that's great.
But it's things like that where I just love catching people off guard and like their like true like love and appreciation of what we have shows, because I'm sure I'll see her again, and I hope I do.
Oh, absolutely.
And I hope she saw the video and actually is not embarrassed.
But that of course is a sign of you can still laugh at the insanity of things and have a sarcastic perspective on it, as opposed to, I'm just offended by this because I need to like speak and be offended.
Yes.
No, you can laugh at the insanity of it. Know that it's a joke. Know that it's not real. I always have the big one I always like tell people, especially young kids, you better watch Looney Tunes one of these days. But I always love, it's like, hey, the coyote, he fell over the roof when he was going after Roadrunner. Yeah. He lived 10 seconds later to tell about it. That whole thing is not real. If you, in real life, try jumping over the cliff or the bridge, you're probably not coming back like the coyote. It's not real.
True.
So come on, you can laugh at something. You know?
You can enjoy this.
My mom, shout out Mom once again. She got me a shirt, 2 shirts, but the main one is years ago. It's got the Red Cross the first aid logo on it, the Red Cross and everything. And it just says, "I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look anyway."
Nice. Now, are the shirts that I got 2 shirts from Sammy when we got to here at the show today. I can't wait to wear them. They are sunny yellow. And were those made by your family's business?
They were made, yes, both shirts were made by, shout out, Blanchette Sporting Goods in Shelton, Connecticut.
Thank you.
Check them out, BlanchettSportingGoods.com. They've been in business since 1968, so almost going on 60 years in a couple of years.
That's the dream, you know?
Yeah. So yes, they have full access team apparel. You can do screen printing and embroidery. They take care of all my merch. My online store is via sammybmusic.com. And yes, we have a bunch of Okemo Valley TV Oktoberfest tees that are in back. So yes, from Blanchette Sporting Goods.
Yeah, well, thank you for that.
So if you need a hit up and some, if you need a backup vendor, just let us know.
Seriously, I will definitely, especially if I think more about this branding thing.
Absolutely. All right, so let's segue into some other fun little things. So why don't you give me a rundown of what you're thinking of maybe helping out eventually WLUD Radio 93.3 FM coming to Okemo Valley TV, Black River Radio. What have you ever had as far as a radio show idea you said that piques your interest?
Wow, this is a deep cut, okay? Because I've had dreams of being a radio DJ. I did. I mean, there was a point where when I was trying to figure out what my career path would look like, I was like, I love talking. I bet I'd be a good radio personality. I know, right? You never know. Never know.
Yeah, never.
But it's funny. I don't know. I think back then I always wanted to go back to like the oldies, like. I think what my original idea, and this is not what I would want to do today, but like my original idea was something along like if Motown and Janis Joplin had like a baby, like I'd want to do like where blues meet rock and how they sort of coalesce together, because so much of rock and roll and of especially classic rock is taken from blues. Yeah. So like I'd love to like have that. And the blues was taken
from jazz, which jazz was taken from classical. So yeah.
So I would definitely love to do something like that. But honestly, when we were sitting in back, he was showing me how the radio setup looks. My brain went to, I have a Wally's Corner playlist. So something that I put together it started with just big band music. And then it's sort of transformed because it's big band, it's 1940s, 1950s music.
Yep.
But then it's also jazz, blues. Some things are from the 1920s. Some things are from the 1970s or so, 60s, 70s.
That's right up my parents' alley too.
Yeah, but then I've added a lot of music of today and country, because I think country like Dolly Parton, Norah Jones, like Willie Nelson, like all those people really meld well with that big band era. For some, I think there's just like a lot of things that are similar.
Right.
So
do you have any sort of background in music theory?
No, I sing. And I really like to sing.
And there's some correlation to it. I ask because that was all the classes that I took in music school when I went to music school and everything. So learning all that stuff.
That's very fun. So I did take one music class in college, and it was called the History of Jazz.
Yep.
So that's probably we probably took a similar class because
all of those genres of music, they all connect to like, and thankfully I have my guitar.
Look at this,
but it all comes to like the cycle of like fifths and fours, like where's it? That's what a lot of like that stuff like comes from, just major minor chords, and it's all voice leading, it's all a different sort of transposing. So that's where all those genres, like a lot is based on all those classical movements from Mozart and Bach and everybody from way back in the day.
Yeah.
But it leaks into all those different genres of music, including bluegrass, which is a form of country.
Exactly.
And it's just amazing how it all like connects together, you know? And even like the simplicity of the blues, it's like completely different. Like 1/4, 5, way different than like jazz. But then like, sometimes you can add blues and jazz together. It's amazing how like fascinating, like how it all works. But and then you also get taught that in vocal lessons also as well too, because the voice is an instrument just like that. So anyways, not to get sidetracked.
No,
but
I will always get sidetracked with music. It's hard, not thinking about the future. Like maybe I could really, live my dream of talking about the blues and playing really like deep tracks. Salt Peanuts from Dizzy Gillespie was one of those songs I learned in that college class. And weirdly, it's like one of my college roommate and I, it's like our jam. But here it is. Our jam is a song that the only words in it is salt peanuts.
I mean, if you want real, salt peanuts. If you want real good orchestration influences, check out a lot of the records of like the Count Basie Orchestra, and there's a lot of collaborations with Frank Sinatra, obviously. There's a great, I don't know if you have Sirius XM, but there's a great station on there called 40s Junction, and it's all like just 40s music. Yeah, everybody on there. Yeah.
That's where I think that's where I would lead. I think,
that's
and that's
great.
the sort of thing that you don't really hear a lot of that stuff on the radio, because a lot of it today is classic rock. It's sports. It's rock and roll. I'd love to do like a deep cuts 90s to early 2000s sort of music too, because that's like what we grew up with.
Absolutely.
But I honestly think I know a lot more about what we've started talking about than than the grunge movement.
Yeah, so. because now another important part of history coming up is that AOL dial-up is retiring, MTV's retiring at the end of the year. Cartoon Network called it quits a couple of years ago. I mean, and everything with like streaming and all this old stuff that we remember, nostalgia from the 90s, it's all going away.
Funny. It's really interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's not funny. It's right. It's sort of sad, but it's got to move,
It's cool going to like antique stores, like old school antique stores. Like Erica and I were just at one in Springfield and also in Chester. And we actually started buying CDs for 50 cents again. And then also seeing old VHS tapes and DVDs.
Yeah.
It is incredible. Looking at the old TV monitors and the old computer monitors that included CDs and DVDs included on there, how much of that just apparently just seems so obsolete nowadays.
Yeah. Well, think about a new laptop today doesn't have a CD-ROM.
Right.
There's
right.
No
you
CD
can't
drive.
burn. You can't burn or rip CDs on there
play
anymore.
It. Yeah.
No.
Most cars don't.
Yeah. Same with cars, right? Exactly. Yeah.
So no, it's interesting.
Yeah. So, which are you into sports? Like, I know you mentioned like darn it. That's the thing. I love sports.
I'm sorry. It is.
That's all right.
My eyes will glaze over. You could talk about it.
Yeah.
But I'm very hard pressed to. Yeah. No.
So with your radio show, question, because I'm interested in doing this on my end. Would you be interested in taking calls from the general public?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know what we would talk about, but I can talk to anybody about anything.
And you don't know if someone's going to say "F you," I don't agree with that or whatever. Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Click.
Whenever I think about social media presence and what I hope my page in the future, I never want to be famous enough where I get hate, because I will crumble. I am not good at criticism. If you find that something I said is incorrect, and then you're going to give me 6 reasons why. I'm not good at that. So I want to be famous enough where people show up to my store, but I don't want to be famous enough where I'm like worldwide and there's all these people like, upset with me for something I said. Like
strangely enough, there's some people, whether it's athletes or musicians and comedians, that are on that level, and they somehow can still have a presence on social media themselves, and tone out all the negativity. And I completely agree with you. I don't think I'd be able to handle it either as well too. But this is where you hire the agents or you hire these people to monitor all the pages. Then you get the burner accounts and all this other stuff. So it's like, what do you believe? And you look at social media now, you look at all the different like fan pages and burner accounts, and especially with AI incorporated and everything, you don't know what's real half the time. I mean, you kind of do, but it's...
I saw an AI video the other day that I swear was something from the early 2000s, and then it came out that it was just, people were like, no, this was straight up AI. Like, look at the guy sitting next to the person in the video. There's no seat under him.
Right.
And you're like, oh my God.
Let's get more into this. What do you think? Yeah. What do you think about it deeply? What do you?
What AI?
What do you think the future is actually? You do?
I love it. I absolutely love it. ChatGPT is my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
Right.
It has.
Now, do you use it a lot with your promo?
Not with my promos, but what I use it for is, so our website used to be very limited to basically things that were, if I got it online, then our website would sync with that platform. So the images would go directly onto my site. It's up. I didn't have to do anything. Mm-hmm. If I were to go antiquing, let's say, because antiques are a big part of our store, I have to individually photograph. I have to date them. I have to source them, like learn about each and every piece. And then I have to write a description, write a title, like all these things about them, figure out a fair price, because I'm buying things as a reseller, but I'm also not an antique shop. I don't have, like, things are not in the best quality. It's not first edition Jane Austen. Maybe I have like 20th edition Jane Austen's books, So it's like, I'd have to consider all these things. Now with ChatGPT, I just take a quick photo, upload it, say, date this, give me a description, give me a title, and I'm able to just copy and paste that directly into the site.
Right.
And for the most part, it's accurate.
Right.
Sometimes I found
and
that
if someone buys, and even though it's like AI generated for the most part, if someone buys the product, it's all 100% to you, right?
Yeah. Because I'm not.
That's the one thing I'm interested. That's the one thing I'm interested in learning mostly about it, because a lot of people I talk to, their first reaction is, well, I'm scared. But now as more years pass and it's clearly here, I think myself included, I'm interested more in using it in 2026 and beyond, because I want to know the positive, kickbacks from it. I'm really interested.
You know, my husband said this, and I think this is like the perfect way to describe ChatGPT specifically, or AI that's similar to it. Think of it like an unpaid intern. Like, you are asking it to do the grunt work to get things prepared for you. But then you, as its boss, has to review it and make sure that it's accurate and up to snuff of what you're trying to get to. So that's really, I don't see AI as this like big scary thing that's going to take over the world and it's going to lose jobs. And it could lead to those things. But the reality is it's not perfect. It's an imperfect tool, and it is a tool. So people should use it as that. Like, when I worked in customer service, I would have killed for something to give me like, if I could have been like, I'm trying to write a process to, make sense of this A to Z. And if I could and that's all you have to say to it. And then ChatGPT's like, thank you for that. I would love to look into this. Give me 1 second. And then it like spits out an answer 5 minutes later. And you're like, okay, and now make it as an itinerary, because we're going to go through this, with my team. And it's like, it formats well, it writes well.
Yeah.
And sometimes our grammar is not great.
Right.
So it's nice to have a robot
sometimes robots' grammar is better than ours.
100%. So that's really what we're using it for. Like, it's not something that's connected to my website where I have to pay back AI. It's really something that I am copying and pasting and using to help me do things faster.
Right.
And it never would have been possible without it. And so I'm very thankful. Thank you, AI.
Yeah. Someone was telling me the other day that like AI has gotten to the point now where it could build a website in like 90 minutes, like with information that you give it. It could make an album for an artist. Like if you give it like something that just generally, like it's really wild. So I'm really curious.
See, here's the thing though. That's not the general's AI. You know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody built an AI to be able to make a website. They built it to be able to make this album or create music sounds. So that's why I'm not super nervous about it, because it's not available to everybody.
Right.
Like, you had to have an engineer who helped create it to think in the way that you need it to think in.
Right.
So like, if I asked ChatGPT to make us a soundtrack,
right,
it would do very poorly. It would not do a good job. Because it doesn't, as far as I know, it doesn't do that sort of stuff. It writes.
Not yet. You never know. It's very possible that in another 5 years or even sooner, it could. I'm curious, like, and I'm sure, I mean, I'm not necessarily as worried from my line of work about it affecting it all, because obviously here in Vermont, the dinosaur of technology states in our country for the most part, even though it is starting to come up to speed on a lot of things. Bars and restaurants and venues, they all want the real person. Like we all are human at the end of the day.
It's why small business is doing well in Vermont.
Now, as far as your line of work from promotion end, and also on my back end, like with my content and everything, I think AI could be massively beneficial as far as like getting the point out and getting the content out, because sometimes AI driven graphic design photos, like I see restaurants doing it now all the time. It sometimes hits the algorithm pretty well. And then they also know that you're the real person that they're seeing. They see this AI photo of you, think it's funny and think it's cool, but it also gets the message across. Sammy B's playing at shout out Public House Pub in Queechee, Vermont. That's the place that did it and everything.
Nice.
But it's different things, right? You know?
Totally.
I think, like you said, I think it's still not perfect and there's still a lot of unknowns.
Yeah. I think we just got to lean into it a little bit. Like, I didn't want to use it for a long time. And then there was something, I kept asking my husband to look up his ChatGPT. I was like, can you just look this up real quick? I just have a quick question. And that kept happening in a week. And I was like, it's free. Like, why am I not just trying it? And now I pay for it. Now I'm like, it's worth it as a business expense.
That's great.
To have the full access to it. So I definitely, it's good.
That's awesome.
It's worth it.
I want to shift gears also to one other promo piece that I think you might be maybe interested in this in the future. Shout out once again. I've been doing this quite a bit on all my episodes. To my buddy Jim Yeager of the Upper Valley and Jenna Swine Rice, who created Vermont New Hampshire Entertainment.com. It is it's not a social media platform based website where people can interact with each other. It's a simple old school website directory that has informational pages for musicians, restaurants, recreation center, other small businesses, and it's got website, email, and it's got all the links, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, right, all on your one individual page. So remember that, folks, Vermont New Hampshire Entertainment.com. So if you are interested, you should look into that to possibly become a member. It's free for the whole year, 12 months, anytime that you start. Great. And people that go there, they can just look at your information. And you've got, I believe even the businesses have their own Google Calendar. So you can actually put your own events in there and everything. Say the craft nights or like the small business thing or whatever it is that you're looking to host in the future. So
Yeah. Well, it's going to be pretty important for us to have that sort of social calendar coming up. We have some news.
Yeah.
I am pregnant.
Yay!
And yes, thank you. So in May, so we have another baby coming in May. And we don't know what it is yet. But
are you going to be surprised?
No. I want to know now.
Yeah.
We are waiting for that information to come.
Congratulations.
But thank you.
That's
thank
awesome.
you. I this is how I'm announcing it. I haven't really told anybody yet. So this is I thought that'd be like a fun way.
I got to be honest, I'm honored also too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for giving me a chance to, say it. I was like trying
now
to
that better be, see that English I was talking about? That better be a social media reel like when this comes out.
Yes, definitely will be.
Or as William likes to say, yes sir.
Yes sir.
Yes.
Shout out to Will.
Shout out to Will and Patrick and Rebecca. Well, that's great.
But
Congratulations.
We're excited. It's it's been a long time coming. So
get them on the cash register, or get the baby on the cash register sooner rather than later.
Definitely train very early, and that's sort of how we did it with our son Ellis. He was with me. I mean, we had the store before we had the baby. So when Ellis was 6 weeks old, he was in the first store with us. Then I got 2 months home with him after the flood, and then he came straight back into the new store. So from 4 months until 2, he was with me full time in the shop. And honestly, it sort of helps. It does help their development because they are interacting with people every day and sort of seeing people every day.
Yeah.
I thought Ellis was going to be well-trained and well-mannered to stay in the store full-time, and 2-year-olds will prove you wrong in every move. So he's now in full-time daycare. But this next baby, for their first year or 2 years, will be in with the store with me.
That's fantastic.
So I'll take a few weeks off and then hop back into it. But the store will stay open.
You got to make sure you get infant toddler tea so that way you can get the little one in there and then you hold them up for the photo. And
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anything that hit the algorithm.
Yeah, exactly.
Any other, besides that, which is the biggest of all, any other big exciting news for the business going into 2026?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's going to be officially, I think it'll be going into our 5th year. So that's what everyone says as a small business, that you'll start to see the growth happen.
Right.
And this year, it's interesting. We're about to hit our 4th year, December 10th of 2025. And because of the flood, because of the weirdness in between, I feel like we sort of started over, and now we're really only in our 2nd year.
Right.
But this year, because of tourism being down, because of the weird weather patterns we've had,
and everything going on in the world,
yes, like the Canadian border being sort of off, you know. We've seen a huge drop,
mainly with their hours also too, like with people like coming and going. Like I know they had like a lot of the border crossing areas, agencies, they weren't open 24 hours a day. A lot of them like they used to. I think it was just 8 to 8 or something like that.
Oh geez, I
thought I read
know
something
that.
like that. I mean, the big ones like 89 and 91, no, those got to be open probably 24 hours, I would think. For like, trucks and businesses like, across maple syrup, like, transportation and everything. Yeah.
Don't stop that maple syrup.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Anyways, sorry not to get off base. Yeah, no. You're not the only one that has said that. A lot of restaurants have said tourism just in general has been down.
Yeah. It's like, it's not a bad year for us, but it's not a good year. And what I'm hoping for in 2026 is that we will see that uptick in our business, you know, whether honestly it's the traffic for the locals that I'm really hoping to grab. I'm hoping to see more people from Ludlow. I'm hoping to see more people from Rutland find us, because it's hard to get people out of our own bubbles. You know, you have everything you sort of need in Ludlow. You have everything you need in Rutland for sure.
Right.
So for them to just come out 15 minutes and meet in the middle at Cuttingsville, it's like, how do you get people to do that? So having the restaurants nice, like having Rustic Rooster is really, really helpful, because you're always looking for something new to eat. But yeah, I'm hoping that the outreach that we're doing this year is going to help propel us into 2026 and just meet more people. Like right now, we're only like 15% locals or repeat customers. So I would say that's probably more locals.
And you can't change anybody's mindset and philosophy. But here's a public service announcement on the Tasty Twist with Sammy B. Any locals around here, learn on your off time to be a tourist in your own state.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Please.
Not just Rutland and Ludlow and Brattleboro and Burlington. Learn to be a tourist in your own state.
Well, you know what's so funny?
We just said that this past week. It was great.
Oh, did you? Yeah. It's so true though, right? Like I keep telling people, like, you know, have a great staycation, because they do like these afternoon trips where they're like,
fun.
Within an hour of my house, what can I see? And they'll find Wally's Corner, and you're like, oh, thank you for like doing that.
Right.
You
Have
know?
you ever heard of the 251 Club?
Yes.
Yeah.
What a cool thing.
Yeah.
You know? If you want to describe it, I forget what 251 is.
So Erica would actually be the best one to describe this, but I'll give you the Sammy B paraphrasing, as I usually do on a lot of stuff. It's just basically I believe there's 251 towns/cities in Vermont.
That must be it. Yeah.
And basically you just monitor every new place that you stop at and support. Doesn't have to be much monetarily wise, but then you just cross it off on your list. It's like a map.
We met a lot of customers from the 251 Club, and that's exactly how. They were like, well, it was important for us to hit every single area.
Right.
And so we love the 251 Club. So yeah, come find us.
Shout out to the business that is called the 251 Club.
Yeah,
I believe that is the business right there. Yeah.
No, it's a really cool process, and it's sort of like what do they call them? Keep Alive Outside, or Keep Alive Outside, I think is their name.
Yeah.
Stay Alive Outside.
Stay Alive, yeah.
And it's that company out of Rutland, who has like a passport, and they have like a local passport for people to get like stamps at different local businesses. And then it's sort of like bingo for kids, and they get like a prize if they hit all their stamps.
Right.
And what a brilliant idea for people to get out.
You should host bingo or singo for an event at Wally's Corner.
I would love to. I have a table.
You familiar with singo?
Yeah. Well, I've seen the posts on it.
Yeah. Shout out to my friend Jane McGarry, who hosts singo around here.
I haven't been able to go, and I really want to, because that's right up my alley. But no, in my shop, with these craft events that we do, we really can only have like 6 to 10 people. So there's only a small corner of the store that we can like put people in. So singo, it would be really fun. It would be a very small, intimate singing group, you know?
Yeah.
We actually do have a really fun event coming up in February where we have a Bob Ross instructor coming, and she is trained in Bob Ross painting.
Wow.
And she has degrees in Bob Ross painting. And she's going to come, and it's like a 6-hour class.
Beard too?
No, I wish she would come with the fro and the beard, but no, I don't think so. But she teaches at Castleton Bob Ross painting. That's what her class is called.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh
so
gosh.
she's going to come and do like a 6-hour class at our store.
I knew I should have gone to Castleton years ago.
And I will post soon details about that event. We're still figuring out the logistics.
Yep.
But she came by recently and said, I think the space is too small. And I was like, no, we can make this work. We'll push all of our stuff away.
Yeah, I got this. We can
make this, because it's such a cool idea.
We need a bulldozer. We need a cherry picker. We'll get everything.
Every display can move,
right
no
this
worries.
way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She was worried about like oil paint getting on like inventory, and she was like, because people will be messy, but
so now you got to think like a painter. Now you got to get a bunch of tarps.
Exactly. We're gonna drop cloth everything. The whole corner will be covered.
And we're gonna sand every wall. Oh god.
But it's gonna be wonderful. So we have things like that coming up where I'm excited that our hosts are gonna keep elevating our sessions, because I'm a creative person, but I'm not an expert in anything. So it's nice to have experts come and be able to teach things.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's what these craft events are for.
That's a good that's a good lesson in leadership also too. The best leaders usually are, hey, they're the ones that have the money, they own the land, they own the building, and they write the checks and pay the salary and the bills and everything. But they don't have all the answers. And they're not afraid to say, hey, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. When I was a kid, sounded like a get off my lawn moment. When I was a kid, and some moments still, but I always used to be like, I know everything. I don't like saying like, I don't know this and that or whatever. Now I'm not afraid to say I don't know, because it's also like my patience level for not just mean people, but also just like inconsiderate people. If they go, oh, why don't you know? I'm like, dude, I don't. What do you want from me? Like that. Like that's literally like, I don't have patience for that anymore. I'm just like, dude, I literally don't know the answer. And also, it's above my pay grade. I'm here to help. I'll learn it once I know the process. But in this exact moment, I don't know. Talk to Bob Ross over there. Like I don't know the answer, right?
You know, it's a sign of maturing, they say.
Yeah.
Because when I was in my 20s, I 100% knew everything. 100%.
100%.
100%.
What about 100% and 10%?
And all throughout high school, college.
Oh, high school especially. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
High school
absolutely.
especially.
And no, it was definitely something. You like a switch goes off, and you're like, man, I was just annoying. You know what I mean? Like you're like, I see
the self-awareness bulb kicked off.
Yeah.
I think it was that one exactly right there. See that right there, right there. Yeah.
Staring us right in the
eyes. And they say don't stare at the light. Yeah.
Right.
Well, don't stare at the light. Yeah. Exactly.
You know, when I was younger, I wanted to be on reality TV, and I did, and I actually was on two. I was on two.
The Kardashians.
God,
you were on the.
I was on. Yeah.
You were. Oh my God.
Thankfully, neither of them had me as like the star, and I was one of them never got made. The other one, Gallery Girls. I was like a background person, so like not important in it. So I think I had like one clip of me in it. I was an intern, and
claim the fame. Yeah,
that's it. Like I keep thinking like if I had, if things had been different and I had really pushed to be on reality TV, I would loathe myself today, because thinking of what I was like back then, like where I just thought I knew everything. I thought I understood the world, how it works, and you could not tell me otherwise. It was good for the jobs I had. It was good being in startups, because you sort of need that attitude where you're just like, if I don't know it, I'll figure it out. Yeah. But man, I was insufferable. Yeah.
One of my friends, Anna Tumber at Okemo, shout out Anna and Chris. She works in a different department now than what she was last year, and she actually had mentioned, because she's a couple years younger than me. I think she's just turned 30. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, she's like, yeah, this department I'm working in now, it's a lot of early 20s, like people like X number of years younger than me. So they're showing me a lot of the ropes on stuff that I don't know. So that's like really cool. Just be like, hey, all right, it's not just like, hey, I'm 10 years older than you, I know everything. No, technology's changing, the world's evolving. Show me what I don't know. That's coming up and everything. So
yeah. Well, and then cool. You see comedians always talk about this, where like when you hit your 50s, you just know you know nothing. Yeah. So, like I'm just ready for that, where like now I'm in my late 30s. When I hit my 40s, I'll still think I know things, but like, I'll try to let go of some control.
Or just think what the great, the comedian, and again, to some he's not great because of controversy in the past, whatever, but he's still relevant to this day. Think of what comedian Louis C.K. said like X number of years ago. He goes, folks, 52 is like really cool, because, I get up every day and I can still walk around. Like there's a little pain, but like I can still walk around just well. And after that, I don't really have long to live. Like I hear, I made it the half-century mark. I'm like, I don't have long to live.
Do you know what's funny is that he has a whole skit about how he doesn't like little shops. He doesn't like little stores.
I don't know if I've seen this one.
It's so freaking funny. Yeah. But it's basically describing my store or anybody's store, where you go in and you have to smile at this person and they're only watching you, and they're going to tell you about all the fun things in their store that they made, and then you have to look interested. Yeah. And I think about that all the time, where I'm like, damn, I was like, there are people who would not like, like I am a little shop. Yeah. I want to tell you the interesting things you're going to find when you get there.
How about the skit that he did one time with the with the phones, where he was like talking about how everybody's got like this thing in their pocket now, and it's wasted on the shittiest generation of piece of shit. And he goes, I was on a plane one time, and there was Wi-Fi, so you can like have your laptop on there. And the guy opened it up, and I was online, and all of a sudden it like broke down. And the flight attendant goes, "We're sorry, the Wi-Fi is going to be down the remainder of the trip." And the guy next to me goes, "This is bullshit." And he goes, like, how quickly the world owes him something he didn't realize existed 30 seconds ago.
Right, exactly. Though.
And he goes, make your own network then. Like, if you think it sucks, make your own network.
Yeah.
See how close yours is to perfect. And why does it have to be perfect? Do you have any idea how long it takes to, it involves in taking your thing that you said that nobody needs to ever hear ever?
Right.
Like when you text someone, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And a little magic invisible angel just like takes it. Oh, Louis.
No,
I hope you see this in the algorithm someday. Louis C.K. All right. So wrapping this episode up, we're going to get around really quickly to travel and hobbies like we mentioned on the last episode. Because we did not get to that in the end of the last episode. So do you travel occasionally still here and there, even going into year 5, and your favorite hobbies that you and your husband like to do? Go.
Sure. So travel is basically from Vermont to New York, Vermont to Colorado. It's just to visit family these days. That's about it. Every time I get pregnant, I tell my husband we need to get to Africa because I don't not want to get to Africa one day. And
why Africa?
Because it's one of the places I've never been. I've been to a lot of remote places, and I just still have. I was supposed to go to Africa right after I left Korea, and because I lived there in 2009, 2010, and I didn't go, and I've always wanted to get back, and I still have friends in South Africa who I'd love to see in Namibia, and anyways, I'm probably not going to get there.
It's such a big
soon,
continent. I would imagine there's a lot of different states within the country.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I don't need to just get to Namibia. Like, although Louise, I miss you and I'd love to see you. And shout out. She's actually just starting her own yogi business out there, and it's it's really a mindful. Anyways, I don't know a lot about it, but she's doing a great job.
That's awesome.
And so I'd love to see friends. That's like important. But when you're pregnant, you can't do those things because it's crazy to travel across country.
Now, what part of Colorado?
Denver. Well, you fly into Denver. His family's in Loveland, which is north. So about an hour north. And my best friend Emily is in Broomfield, so we go visit her as well.
Vale Resorts.
Yes, that's true. So we mostly stay in the Loveland, Broomfield area, and then Denver because his cousin's still down.
I'm sure you all spend time in Estes Park in Boulder, right? You've all traveled around.
I love Estes Park. We actually got tickets last time because they do like timed entries now to Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yeah, I was about to say, have you ever gone to Rocky Mountain?
Yeah, we got a last minute ticket, so it was really exciting. We went with Ellis.
It's so big.
On our last, it's so gorgeous
and it's beautiful.
So big. Yep. It's in the middle of summer and it's snowing on the top of the mountain. You're just like, this is amazing. So yeah, I love Estes Park. But yeah, and then we have mountain property in Alma, Fairplay County, like South Park, Fairplay.
Okay, yeah.
So we always go in the summer. We go camping. So my son is only 2.5, and he's been camping 3 times.
Wow.
His whole life because we go since he was 3 months old, we take him camping.
If you've never been out to the southwest end of Colorado, I highly recommend it.
Southwest, I've never.
So Durango, Pagosa Springs, Silverton, all along the $1 Million Dollar Highway. It's beautiful country out there.
Oh wow!
Put this on your bucket list with the family. And again, it takes a while to get out there. We did this in one day. We flew into Denver and we drove 7.5 hours to get to said place.
Jeez.
So I did the driving. Yes. Erica was the co-pilot.
A long drive of a lot of nothing.
A long drive of a lot of nothing. Yeah. But that's the way we like it on vacations. And that's kind of the way that we liked it on our staycation. We just drove to different places with not a lot going on. It's a beautiful thing. Because being a full-time entertainer and she works in fraud in the banking world, we like peace and quiet.
She was a teacher.
Maybe someday in the future. I don't know. No. She's been with love you, Erica. She's been with People's United Bank and M&T for 20 years.
Oh wow, that's a long time. That's a proper career. Aren't we the same age? Like that? That's a long time.
Yeah. She's 38. I'm 36.
Yeah, so 38.
Yeah.
Man, go Erica. 20 years in the same job.
She did work briefly in a Stop and Shop.
Okay.
So,
some variety there.
Yeah, some variety. Yeah. Perks with like gum and candy bars and stuff. Yeah. I actually like being a cashier when I work for my family's business.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it today.
You do it today.
Right? It's a good time. That's how the only other job that I ever had that I was like, I don't know why I kept going back, but I enjoyed it, was being in a pizzeria. I love being a waitress at a pizzeria. Not a waitress, period.
You actually mentioned that in the last episode.
Did I
remember that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, they're small family businesses. The clientele knows you. They're regulars for the most part.
Speaking of only being able to eat it like once or twice or 3 times a week or every day. For
real. Yeah. Oh, you know what I had though? Tap House over in Rutland recently.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're just plain
right by the
cheese
gas
pizza.
station, right by. Yeah.
The cheese pizza and the Vermont maple wings, barbecue wings.
Yeah, I was gonna say their wings are really good. Yeah. Shout out to those guys. Yeah.
Like I may have pregnancy cravings soon, and that's gonna be it. I know it. Like I know that's gonna be like something I have to eat like once a month.
Yeah.
Because it's just too good.
Yeah.
But hobbies. So I'm thinking. So I went to a.
Besides being a mom now.
Besides being a mom, because that's not a hobby. It's definitely a job.
That's full-time job.
But in a wonderful way, you know.
In a wonderful way.
We have a cranberry bog in our backyard, and it's like we have like 2 to 3 acres of just bog land.
Wow.
And it wasn't something we knew when we bought the house. It was not listed on the listing. Wow. So there's wild cranberries that grow. And every year since we've moved there, I only allow myself to go into the bog once a year because it's a wetland. So we want to protect it. We want to keep it as natural as possible. And we don't want to trample through it or do anything to damage it. So I am allowed, though, to forage. And I forage for cranberries. Yeah. So every year between October and November, I go up and we pick cranberries. And we took my son for the first time this year. And I tell you, it's my hobby, but like he loves it. It's
like
loves
cranberry
it so
apple
much.
picking, sort of a different version.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we don't have apples, but we do have cranberries.
Yeah. So I'm curious on like the wetland part. Is that like part of the property deed when you like buy the property? Like, is there like a stipulation with the state or like a national registry for like the country, for example, of like, hey, you can't go in here too often because it's got to be preserved, even though it's your piece of land now?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So it does.
Am I overthinking Scientology here?
No, you are not. You are not. No, definitely not Scientology.
Scientology.
Yeah, science.
Yeah.
No, so we sadly found out the hard way that, because I used to sell sphagnum moss from the bog at my store, and it was like how we start. It's part of the reason we're still in business today is because I found this niche of people who wanted moss.
Wow.
Online. And I'm like embarrassed to talk about it because I definitely got in trouble by the government. But like, I promise I don't do it anymore.
The moss mafia are coming after you.
I do not sell moss except for what I've already picked, and you guys allowed me to do.
You guys.
You guys.
No, just Will. Will allowed it. Yeah, just Will.
Said it was all right.
Will allowed it.
Thank you. So we found out that, basically, without needing any proper paperwork, there are like every wetland is a protected space.
Sure, that makes sense. Yep.
And you are not allowed to know about it until.
Was that a fly that you just grabbed?
No, I think it was a bubble that just came out of my mouth. I'm like, what is that? But yeah. So basically, the government knows about wetlands, and they at some point have mapped out where all of them are. So our land is technically on some sort of registry, but it's not really known. Like it's not in our towns anything because it's a small one. It's small. Right. So
nobody needs to
nobody
know
knows.
This. Nobody knows.
It's our secret. It's our secret.
That's going to be on radio.
Yeah. Only a few people will watch this, right? Like, watch this become the thing that, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. That gets us canceled, right?
Yeah.
Or that gets us famous on the internet.
I will not be making this a clip. This is the part we will not be putting out separately. But yeah, goodness. So thankfully I was told I'm not allowed to keep doing what I was doing. Stop immediately. Anything that I had already
wear a mask.
Yeah.
Social distance. Yeah.
Well, it's basically
quarantine for 14 days.
There is an important aspect of it. There are endangered insects that live in bogs.
Sure.
And one blade of moss could be all that they need their whole lives.
Wow.
But you would never know because moss grows in these clumps and there's multiples in these clumps. So one small foot by foot mound could have like 200 species of moss in it. So it was important that I understood what damage I was doing.
Right.
And to also understand how to stop doing that. So they said anything I had already taken, I could propagate And if I was going to sell moss, which I still do on our Etsy page, it's from the moss that's been growing for now 4 years.
Right.
In my own little like containers.
Just tell it to keep the ticks away, will you please?
Yeah. So there are no ticks in it, thankfully.
Thankfully.
One customer did get a whole bunch of ants though, because I found out that because I would take like a clump and put it in this container and send it to them, and I wasn't going to separate it because the clump is what you want, and there was a little egg pouch full of ants in it, and it exploded. Like they were born during the travel.
Oh God!
So this poor customer opened up this package, and all these ants came out, and I was like, "Oh man!"
God.
I was like, "Are you sure? Is this really, you know?" And then I looked into my own box, and like there they all were, and I was like, "Oh shit." Okay.
God, it's like, hey guys, I don't want to get rid of you, but you're actually,
yeah, it was terrible, but I made it right. I got rid of the ants. Like we're good. But yeah, so it was important that I learned, and also I found out in that government interruption.
Yeah.
What do they call it? It's
interpretation. I don't know.
What's
someone
that?
with an I word?
Yeah, it's an I word.
Interstate highway.
But yeah, with their help, I was able to learn a lot about just what I'm allowed to, what I'm not allowed to do there. And one of the things they said was I'm never allowed to profit off of the bog anymore.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, but I am allowed to forage. So when I make my cranberry tartlets every year for Small Business Saturday, so the party at Small Business Saturday started as a cranberry celebration. This is true. So we made cocktails with little cranberries in it. We made tarts. We made like all these cranberry related things to feed people at the party. And so this year we'll have cranberry tartlets, but they're free. They are not to be bought. So, it's stuff like that where it's like something I can now celebrate, and it's why it's a hobby, because it really is fun for me. And I do not do anything wrong anymore. I am a good bog owner.
It was a good girl.
I'm a good bog owner now. Yes.
Well, you know who else is good? All of you for watching this episode of the Tasty Twist with Sammy B.
Yeah.
Dougie, how dare you? He's around somewhere. Speaking of Dougie, my shout out for this episode, and once again, thank you, Hallie, once again for being here.
So happy to
Wally's
be here.
Corner in Cuttingsville / Shrewsbury, Vermont. Once again, follow him YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram at Wally's Corner. Email them hello@wallysvt.com. They're open Wednesday through Friday, 11 to 6 p.m. in the same plaza as Rustic Rooster, the post office, hairdressing, and other stuff. Special shout out to Town Manager in Ludlow, Brendan McNamara, for shooting me a very nice Facebook message a little while ago, just saying how much he really enjoys the Tasty Twist and how much it is benefiting the local community. So thank you, Brendan, very much. And I'm going to turn it over to you. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Brendan. Like, what a great shout out, right?
And he said, the invisible Dougie Marsh is a great addition also as well, too.
Wow.
So,
I wish I could have met you, Dougie. Man. Next time.
Yeah. But who would you like to give a shout out to? Yeah.
Oh, shout out to my husband for being such a huge support to me and the business and everything that he does. I mean, this man is single-handedly keeping our family afloat. So thank you, my husband, Bob. Couldn't do this without you.
Yay, Bob. Relation to Bob Ross?
He's got the beard, not the
there you go.
And then just a shout out to my vendors, people who work with me at the store. I am so appreciative of what you do, what you create, and that you trust me to be the face and voice for your products, because I could not do what I do today without you. So thank you.
Yes.
Like, sincerely.
Support local, everybody, including this podcast, our friends at Okemo Valley TV. Shout out to producer William and Patrick and Rebecca. This has been another episode of the Tasty Twist with Sammy B. On behalf of Hallie and Invisible Dougie, we'll see you next time. Peace and love, everybody.
Bye.
Woo! Hey, thanks for watching another episode of the Tasty Twist with Sammy B. Be sure to follow it on OkemoValley.tv, follow it on cable, or download their mobile app. You can also follow every episode on my website, SammyBmusic.com. Have a great day.